Hello, The Destroyer here, back with more coverage from the 1v1 August 2015 tournament hosted by GameReplays.org, the 16-player elimination tournament, and this is Game 2 from Round 1 of Otto, Archangel vs. Altairian. Alright, Round 1, Game 2 of Otto vs. Altairian, here we go. So, we have Otto, also known as Archangel, of course, as Elves in the bottom right, and in the top left we have Altairian, his opponents, as the Men of the West. So, Men of the West versus Elves, eh? Should be interesting. Let's see, we have, of course, going with two farms there, keeping close to the fortress, as you should. Two trees there as well, doing the same thing. He is going for a Elven barracks. So, going to be going with barracks troops. Probably swordsman, I would imagine, unless he goes for... he could go for archers, obviously, to be a little bit more defensive. I don't think that is Otto's playstyle, though. From what I saw last game, I think he's going to go swordsman and send him straight in, start harassing his opponent. Altairian going for a barracks, of course. So neither player opting to go for the cavalry starts. Probably a good thing, because that is kind of a all-in thing if you think about it. And of course, both players know who they are. You can see, regardless of what you choose, if you choose random, we can still see who you are on the loading screen. You can still see who your opponent is in version 5.01 of 2.02 of Rise of the Witch King. That is a change, of course. So they know who they're up against. And I'm not sure they could have picked. Although, judging from last game, since they were different teams, I doubt they picked. Most players actually don't pick their best faction, believe it or not. Even for tournaments, a lot of players go for random, which is kind of interesting, I think. Is he throwing up a stables? He is. So green pasture being thrown up by Otto. And like I said, he has gone for a unit of soldiers there. Some pikes being brought out to deal with some wargs, so he's going to try to creep. He's going to try and get the resource and power points from this warg lair, of course. And then immediately getting some Gondor soldiers to send in. That is a pretty sound strategy, I'd say. Also having his third farm fairly close to the fort as well. This one's very close indeed. That one's a bit farther out, so it will be a bit more vulnerable, of course. Rally call being used on these warriors, actually, to deal with that layer, so he's doing the same thing. And some Lorian archers ready for battle, apparently. So Otto opting to go for archers after the other thing. Altairian does have rally call as well. He has not used it yet, so that will be useful, I'm sure. And these archers are no doubt going to be great against these soldiers. Warg actually picking off one of them. Unfortunate man. Is he going to actually... Did he see these? I don't think he saw those yet. But he is going to try to kill the other warg lair and get the resources and power points from that. As you see, he does have one power point already, and this is... The power point gain is pretty significant, actually. Just being in combat, I believe, gives you power points. So that's why goblins usually get tons and tons of power points very quickly. So it's about a power point, a little over a power point for a warg lair, which isn't too bad. Although Altairian didn't manage to get one, oddly enough. Maybe the archers actually shooting the structure increased the amount he got. I'm not sure. We do have some Rivendell Lancers out in the field, though. Those will prove to be extremely useful. This is a nice combo to have here. Swordsmen, archers, and cavalry, of course. We actually have some cavalry of our own from Altairian here. Sending out some Gondor Knights. And of course, there is no pikes here, so these archers are going to get run through very easily. And he will be losing these Gondor Knights, though. He did not pull them out, and he was easily overwhelmed there. So Otto's army looking pretty strong. He does have more Lancers on the way as well. Lancers are very good. I do like Lancers. I used to hate Lancers so much, but I found they are quite useful indeed. Especially in 2.02 of Rise of the Witch King. Just much better. And we do have some... I almost called them Rudar Spearmen. They are Rohan Spearmen. To try and deal with these cavalry units of Otto. And Altairian getting a nice war chant there on his pikes and his cavalry. And looks like these lancers will be chased off. Although there is 2 more battalions. And these other guys will be killed. There we go. And now things looking bad once again for Altairian. Otto is doing quite well, I would say. And I don't think the swordsmen were a good idea, seeing how many cavalry units are actually on the field. You really should have made those spearmen instead. But of course the spearmen falling to the archers and the swordsmen. So really he's in a bad spot. He did lose a builder there, which is a bad thing to do. Oh, wow. Otto actually building a tree up here. That's a very bold move. I'm not sure why it's up here, but alright. There is a Malorn tree up on the top of the map. Some Gondor Knights once again being brought out to attempt to deal with some of this. They do get a nice run through, but unfortunately, because they are war chanted, or rally called rather, he doesn't lose as many as he would like to have taken. He does have some Rohan spearmen and some swordsmen out again. Otto doing very well with just a very small amount of units here. Of course, he doesn't have a ton of units to actually contend with, which is why they're doing so well. When 2 battalions come out against 4, obviously the 4 is going to win usually. Looks like the men of the West had to rebuild. And the Elves have chosen Shrouding Mist. So that is interesting. So everything coming out is actually getting debuffed. So that's actually pretty bad for Altairian. I feel like I'm about to sneeze. Trying to fight it off. There we go. I think we're good. Is he going to get this barracks? That would be pretty disastrous. Something is being constructed here. A Malorn tree. So Otto being very aggressive with his Malorn trees. Almost tauntingly so, I would say. As I'm sure he feels he is not going to lose this by any means, so he's just going to build Malorn trees all around his opponent. In a in defiance. Well, I think Altairian may have been outmatched in this game. I'm not sure how good Altairian is, but he did well. Otto, obviously, very strong player. He's a Battle for Middle-earth patch 1.08 player, as well as a Rise of the Witch King player, 2.02 of course. So he is very well versed in the game. He's obviously a pro, and he knows exactly what he's doing. Not to say Altairian is doing bad. He's doing pretty well. He knows what he's doing, I'm sure. But he is definitely being outplayed by Otto, I must say. And these forward melon trees. The forests are spreading. Lorien will soon envelop all of Middle-earth if Otto would have his way. We do have some soldiers, archers out in the field, which would be useful. Although he has no barracks, so he will not be able to build pikemen, and they will be ran down very easily. Even managing to pick off the last 2 swordsmen, and then start to get this farm. I think this game will be over very shortly. Otto clearly having a complete control over this game. Both games pretty one-sided, I must say. And while that may not be the best thing for viewing, I think it's good to cover every game, personally, that you can. In a tournament, I don't like skipping over even a game if it was bad. I think it's still nice to cover it, just so people know, like, the progression of the tournament, see each match play out. I don't know. Personally, I feel that's how it is, but not everyone agrees with me, of course. We do have Omer out in the field for Altairian and some Gondor soldiers as well, who have been rally called, so that would be a nice force to actually deal with these lancers. Spear throw would be really strong right here. If he targets that middle guy, it should actually kill a fair amount of them. Although Altairian not using it. Oh, I saw it flicker. There you go. Nice spear throw. Omer is a great choice for countering cavalry, I feel, as he does have a spear throw, and he can obviously catch any of the enemy cavalry. Ooh. But as we look over here, we do see an end boot being thrown down by Otto, as well as a million lancers and some swordsman stuff coming in. These swordsmen and these archers are level 5, so they are quite strong indeed. And I think Altairian will be falling to the might of this army very shortly. I don't think Omer will be able to salvage this game as much as we might hope so. And Spirit Throw, of course, on cooldown, so you can't do anything with those. Looks like some soldiers managed, or Gondor's nice managed to get out before the barracks got cancelled there, or crushed. And they do get the Horse Lord leadership, 33% armor and damage, and 50% experience. So he's pushed out for some Gondor Knights here to try to do something. Although standing and fighting is not the best way to deal with this, I think. You have to get a run through and then leave and then run through again. That's the best way to deal with these archers and swordsmen, especially when they're level 5. You do not want to stand there and fight with them. Treebeard being summoned out from Otto, so he's going for the kill with the old Master of the Trees himself. So that will be interesting at least. And he does have a Mirror of Galadriel as well to heal up his troops, which is extremely nice. And oh, Omer escaping with his life very nearly, although he does run back in, so I think he will get killed here. The swordsman will put him down. And there you go, Omer has died. That is unfortunate. Sounds like Summon Eagles has been summoned out, and the fortress will start taking damage from that. Treebeard is out as well, and anti-queued up. So yeah, this game is definitely over. Otto has taken this game by force. And there is no contesting that whatsoever. Altairian put up a good fight, but I think he fell to the might of the elves and the play of Otto. Obviously, it's not over yet, but it is only a matter of time. Treebeard should be able to finish the fort without much trouble. Especially these archers won't be able to do anything against Treebeard without the fire arrows. So if he has no melee units, he actually can't take out Treebeard at all, really. Especially not before they actually do the damage to actually finish the fort. One more rock should do it, and Altairian's fortress will die. Well, I say that, but he did rebuild it. So he does have a little bit more time, but not much. His time is running out. And here's the damage they do against Treebeard. As you see, Gondor archers do nothing against Treebeard, so if you don't have fire arrows, don't bother attacking Ents with archers, because they're just not very good. You really need those fire arrows. And the fort will go down in 2, 3, maybe 2 more rocks, I'd say, from now. And then Altairian's chances of winning will be gone. Although I wouldn't say he had any chances of winning for most of this game. Oh, looks like I was wrong. It's 3 rocks. And there you go. The fortress of Altairian has fallen to the might of Treebeard and his quarterback throws. And Otto not even needing to use his army. Craziness. There you go. Altairian has been defeated. Otto, Archangel, has taken this game. And that means he has taken the match. He has won both matches. Or both games, rather. So he has taken the match and advanced to the next round. So, well played to Archangel. And we'll see how well he does in the tournament in the future. So, I will see you guys for the next tournament game next time.